Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Russell, president of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, and we've got three more outstanding local Lake Norman businesses today. We have Dennis Cowardin from Griffin. We have Kelly Byrnes from Lucky Dog Bark and Brew, and Ted Flinter. Is it Flinter? Flinter. From Vitality Bowls. And let's start with you, Ted. Talk about Vitality Bowls. That's the old Starbucks restaurant at that location, and you guys opened up just around or right before COVID, I think, right?
Yeah. I bought my first house in January 2006 and opened a business in the middle of COVID. So, we opened in July of last year. We had just moved back to the United States about 2 years, shortly before that. So we've kind of bought ourselves a couple of these franchises. Opened up during COVID. It's okay. We serve really healthy food. So we have acai bowls, smoothies, paninis, salads, and juices. So there's a lot of demand for that, especially during the pandemic. But yeah, we opened up at a very interesting time.
Yeah, it's a great menu. I was just looking at it, and I'll be real honest. I haven't had lunch, and I kind of ate some little odds and ends here at the chamber, and I'm going like, oh gosh, wish I hadn't seen those pictures. They look delicious.
We'll give you friend prices.
Yeah. Kelly, I think I hear a dog in the background. And
Sorry.
Kelly, Lake Norman Bark and Brew. Tell everybody about your business, and of course you've got in your background, we can see a little bit about it, but tell us a bit about Lucky Dog.
Yeah, so Lucky Dog opened in 2012. It's essentially the first of its kind in the country that offers all the services. I know there's some, we had talked about the dog bar in Noto, which is really just a bar for people to bring their dogs, which is awesome. They kind of catered or created it, and then we expanded on it, and we offer doggy daycare, boarding, and baths, as well as the sports bar with the off-leash dog park. But yeah, it's a fun concept. It's a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, how many dogs do you typically board per day there here in Lake Norman?
Yeah, I mean, we average over the weekends usually 80 to 90 on non-holidays.
Right.
But yeah, the Lake Norman crew, our family, I feel like we've got a true family of customers. They've really supported us even through COVID and everything. So yeah, people have been really loyal and great to us, very supportive.
And Dennis, you're fairly new to Griffin Brothers. It's not Griffin Brothers, Griffin Insurance, but Griffin Insurance is not new to Lake Norman. You want to share a little bit about what kind of services that the Griffin Insurance has?
Certainly, absolutely. Now, Griffin Insurance is not new to this area at all. Matter of fact, been around since 1978. Mike started here in Mooresville. It's a local insurance agency, home, auto, business, life, anything that you need in the insurance realm, we're going to carry. We bring a multitude of carriers to the client to provide comprehensive coverages and competitive insurance rates. It's really pretty simple what we do here. We just protect our clients, and what we do is not overly intellectual. We focus on our community, so we're very community centric, client focused, and we're relationship driven. We're just taking care of our people.
And you're fairly new on board. You're coming over from BB&T, I believe.
That is correct, Bill. Yes, sir. I'm a banking veteran of almost 19 years with BB&T.
What lured you to the insurance industry?
So Mike and I have been talking for quite some time, Mike Griffin, and what Mike has here, he's built a really incredible retail franchise, and I, at the core, am a retail guy. Banking and insurance are kind of like second cousins. What we're doing here is the very same thing. We're taking care of people. We're talking to people on the phone. We're shaking hands again, which is great. And so aside from the specific product that we are providing, the environment and the conversations are really all the same.
Ted, Vitality Bowls, it's unlike many of our Lake Norman restaurants. It's a certain kind of, it's going to attract those people who are looking for a healthy meals and a healthy lifestyle. But what attracted you to Vitality Bowls as a franchise?
In my former life, I exported defense services and lived in the Middle East.
Wow.
So I was training foreign militaries, doing counterinsurgency work in Afghanistan, and I exited that company, and my wife was interested in doing something. We'd had a home in Lake Norman since 2013, and so she was interested, and I said, whatever you do, don't look at the food service industry. It's a horrible industry to get into. But we found Vitality Bowls, which is based out of Walnut Creek, California. I flew from Abu Dhabi to San Francisco and went and met with the owners. One of our children has severe nut allergies.
Mhm.
And so part of the brand there, in addition to being healthy food, they founded it with a real serious respect for allergies in our kitchen. So when you go in there, and if you have a child who has allergies, you can be terrified if you walk into a kitchen and wonder if they're going to need an EpiPen, or folks that come in, whether it's a gluten allergy or whether it's a peanut allergy, tree nuts, they can feel really good. So that was part of what attracted us to the brand. I went out there, met the owners, and I called my wife up and I said, we didn't buy one license, we bought 3. So we're opening, we just signed our lease for a second location on Gilead Road, and we'll develop a third one. We were hoping to be farther ahead by now, but who saw the curveball of the pandemic? But that's how we got into this, and we love the brand. The food is fantastic. People don't always know what an acai bowl is, or they think of it as like a dessert because there are different presentations of it. Ours is a really healthy, we use the real superfoods that are in there. We don't blend it with ice or sugar. Folks come in, and the key is just taste it once. If you taste the bowls or you taste some of these foods, you'll just be back.
Yeah.
But that's it. A lot of it is about educating folks on healthy eating. And we sit and we look out. Chick-fil-A is across the street, and we see these long lines winding down West Catawba. So I just got to pull some of those folks over from Chick-fil-A and see if we can get them in a couple of times a week.
And cook out with their milkshakes. I'm kind of bad in that area. Kelly, we were sharing offline that I first saw a type of business like yours in NODA probably 15 years ago. And I said, man, we need one of those in Lake Norman. And in probably less than 3 years, we saw yours. And you, as you said, you've developed quite a clientele. Tell me though, how were you impacted with COVID? What did you see during COVID?
We always thought that the business would be recession proof, because I always felt like people are always going to want to take care of their dogs or need to take care of their dogs. And people would always want to drink, especially in a recession. Unfortunately, with us being completely shut down on the bar side, it was challenging. And with having 3 locations, we have over 90 plus employees that we are responsible for their livelihood. So it was a crazy time, but luckily on the daycare boarding side, we were able to be deemed essential. Most people still were not traveling, obviously. And most people were staying home to care for their dogs for doggy daycare. They didn't really need it. So we just got creative. We wanted to reach out and speak to our essential workers and say, hey, come on over. We're going to do 10% off for any essential workers. We still do that to this day. Teachers, doctors, whatever, EMT, just people that were out there kind of fighting the front lines of it all. They needed people to watch their dogs. So we went after that market, just got creative. I think that was my favorite part about COVID, if there is one. It was just that how creative I felt like so many businesses became, and how amazing the community rallied behind us.
Yeah, Susan and I use your services because there's times that sometimes Henry, our old English sheepdog, stays with me, and sometimes he stays with Susan, but there are times when we're both tied up.
Yeah.
We can't deal with the dog, and we drop them off at Lucky Dog, and sometimes we'll have you guys do a little bit of a cleaning up and give him a shampoo and a bath before we pick him back up. And you have a full service bar, so if it's around 5:30, you can get yourself a drink and a little cocktail and watch the dogs play with each other. And it's surprising that the dogs, most of those dogs just totally get along. I haven't ever seen, I can't recall ever seeing any dog get into a fight. And you have the water bottles that people will squirt a dog if he gets a little bit out of hand.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, dogs will be dogs. There's scuffles occasionally. It's just like a dog park, but for the most part, I feel like the owners are pretty chill because they're having a drink and they're relaxed. The dogs that come there are dogs that are social for the most part. We don't allow any dogs that come in that are unaltered for a multitude of reasons, but mostly because of how they react to ones that are not. But for the most part, I feel like everybody's pretty cool, pretty chill. We have staff that comes out and helps support, but ultimately you're responsible for your dog. But we do the Tuesday beer and a bath night is probably our busiest night. That's $15. You get a beer of your choice and we'll wash your dog for you. So that's always a win.
Did you get a PPP?
What? We did. Yes, we actually got both. And luckily we didn't have to lay anybody off except for bartenders. But we kept them all busy. We painted the buildings. We did some major deep cleaning. We refurbished everything. So that's kind of what we use the PPP for, is to just keep them employed and make the business better.
Lender process fairly smooth for you? Did they work well with you?
Yes, amazing. First Citizens, local, they were just incredible.
Dennis, I know you're recently on board with Griffin, but you were a banker and you helped work some of your clients through the PPP process.
Yes, sir. It was a massive effort. I don't think that people really understand the scale and the scope of that entire process. Tremendous. And a lot of banks like First Citizens Bank, People's Bank did a really tremendous job. Some of our other sister banks around here actually outsourced that to other institutions, which was good because they realized the extent of their capacity. But it was amazing to see everyone in the industry really rallying around the client. And, folks like Kelly and Ted, and even here at Griffin, we did get PPP funds here, helping retain employees because, as many as you can, because they have families to feed and obligations of their own. And on our end here at the agency as well, there was a work from home effort that had to take place. The office was shut down, the retail establishment, but it allowed everyone in the agency here to get home and to not miss a beat with our insureds and keep everybody protected. But like I said, it was a tremendous effort on behalf of everybody in the industry, and to see folks rallying together like that, it was really special.
Ted, I know of no industry that was impacted harder than the hospitality industry. Certainly our beds and breakfasts, our hotels and our restaurants have absolutely felt the brunt of it. And some of the restaurants still feeling the impact because you can't get some of the workers back. Tell me about Vitality Bowls, but how are you guys impacted?
Well, we missed the window for the PPP. So we opened up, so we had no access. We'd missed the deadline. So, my wife and I worked 7 days a week. I mean, we opened and we closed for the better part of a year. We had a lot of great high school kids that came in. They worked when they could, but yeah, identifying folks, trustworthy folks who were willing to come in was difficult. And there were some lonely evenings in the winter because we weren't open to dine in, right? And when it's cold outside and you're serving a superfood that's fruit based, frozen fruit based in a basin, a lot of it. It was tough. There we go. So we're doing great now. Business is picking up. But yeah, the winter without the PPP and with the difficulty of finding people to work, and with folks just not going out when you couldn't dine in, we're glad that we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and I pulled up your website and I didn't actually go to the homepage, guys. I went straight to some of the food items that you have, those shakes, those bowls. Oh my gosh, that's just that's some good looking. The Warrior Bowl.
I don't know if you've ever had the acai bowl. You take frozen superfoods, fruits, sometimes vegetables, blend it up, and then the base is almost like ice cream, but there's no sugar added or ice. And then you just top it with organic granola and lots of fresh fruits and other superfoods. Our paninis are huge sellers too. The meats aren't deli meats, so they're not filled with nitrates. Yeah, smoothies, juices, avocado toast, and the kale and spinach salad are both pretty and tasty.
I'm thinking as hot and muggy as it is this afternoon, those smoothies look pretty doggone good.
Yeah, they're great. You got everything from like that pitaya, that dragon smoothie is real light. The pink one up on the right, that's it's got pitaya, strawberries, mango, guava, and raspberries.
Wow.
And then you got that matcha madness one, which is a good breakfast one. It's got matcha,
Sure.
almond butter, dates, almond milk, a little heavier, but they're great. And you know, they've got all the fiber, so you're not going to fall off a cliff, you know, and be hungry in an hour.
And the website, I'm assuming the website is probably the best way to get in contact with you, and certainly your location right here on Catawba Avenue.
Yep, we're on 1 Norman Boulevard in Catawba, where we have folks come in. It's funny, people get buried in their iPhones. And I've had folks walk in the front door, walk up to the point of sale, and ask for an iced mocha latte or for a grande latte. And then when they look up from their iPhone, they're like a kid waking up from a dream, completely disoriented. So, yeah, the foods are just great. The menu items there you can order online. We also have an app and a loyalty program, which is great. You can order online; it'll be ready for you when you get there.
Dennis, there's your website. We have it pulled up. I'm assuming Griffin Insurance, the homepage is a good way to get in touch with you.
It certainly is. Yes, sir. And we actually, we have 7 locations. My office is here in Mooresville. But we do have 7 locations to serve our clients. We have some updates we need to add to the website. Actually, we moved our office recently, which is tremendously exciting. And so I think I've got to get that updated on the website, but easy enough to get a hold of us. Anybody here be willing to help. Our locations are there, as you have dropped down there, Bill. Thank you for that. You can get a quote online. It'll send the file directly to somebody here in my office, and we can work with somebody that direction there, pick up the phone and talk about what our clients' needs are.
Mm-hmm. And Kelly, Lucky Dog Bark and Brew, and I think you probably have a Facebook page as well, but the website probably the best way to schedule services.
Yep, you can go right on there, any one of the locations, and we always offer a free first day of daycare, and dogs can come check it out, or as long as you're over 21, you can always come to the bar and come with or without your dog. It's a lot of fun without your dog. People always ask me that. I love going without my dogs because I don't have to worry about anything, and I can just play with puppies. So you can go either way.
And if I remember, you do have to register your dog in advance and make sure that they're vaccinated and have their shots.
If you're going to doggy daycare or boarding, you do. On the bar side, you sign a waiver. It's just like going to the dog park.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I think I was sharing a little bit earlier. There's Henry, and he's scoping out. Can y'all see Henry and his 2 buddies?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah, that was one of our trips over to Lucky Dog, and he had a really good time.
Awesome.
Again, love coming there. Want to stay with you real quickly, Kelly. You've been a member of the chamber for quite some time. What is one thing that you think that the Chamber of Commerce can do to make it an even better place to do business for your business?
Honestly, Bill, this is pretty awesome. I appreciate you even offering this just to get the word out a little bit more. I know we've been in the industry or in the community since 2012, but it's still shocking to me how many people don't know about us in the area. So just more exposure is awesome. I feel like, we do a ton on social media, but getting it out virtually like this really helps. So thank you.
Well, and I tell you, it's nothing like when you're able to grab a cocktail, bring your dog over, and let your dog go out and play with the other dogs. And
Right.
sometimes we'll go to an Alton's or somewhere, but we have to hold the dog and make sure Henry doesn't wander off. He's tightly constrained. Your
Right.
place, I can let him go and let him play and wear him out. Sometimes
Yes.
it's necessary to wear the dog out.
That's the point. That's the goal.
Same question to you, Dennis. What do you think is one thing that the Chamber of Commerce can do in Cornelius, Davidson, Huntersville, Mooresville to make it a better area for Griffin Insurance to do your business?
Kelly really said it best. I mean, this is excellent, and our agency really appreciates the opportunity to talk about ourselves. Send it out to the membership, get to meet Kelly and Ted. Exposure, plain and simple. That's what we need. We've got a great story to tell. We've got a lot to give, and we just need the platform and the resources that you and Sil and your whole team down there have to offer. We're really happy to be here.
And Ted, I'm excited that you're a restaurant that came through COVID and survived and continue doing well. What is something that we can do to help your business?
Yeah, I mean, I have to tell you, I really appreciate this call, and because actually I haven't been involved with the chamber since, even though I had signed up. I'd been so kind of like the fire hose with trying to get a business running during COVID and trying to make smoothies that I have. So, for me, I'm just going to start getting more involved because this is great. This is a wonderful platform. I've seen lots of the stuff going on, and it's just been such a rough year. I know, any kind of exposure is great, but it's been rough. So, yeah, I'm in now. So this is wonderful. I appreciate this.
And Ted, want to remind everybody that on June 24th, which is just a couple of weeks from now, we're going to be having our chamber 0K in your parking lot at One
Great
Norman.
concept, the 0K.
Yeah, 0K, all the fun without the run. But we're going to have it at Lost Worlds, and so you can sign up for $30 and you get a cocktail over at Lost Worlds. But we'll all line up, and Brian brings out from the range at Lake Norman. Brian says we'll bring out an AR-15 that the town knows he's going to bring out, and he'll shoot the starting gun, and then we'll go have a drink. But maybe you guys can set up a little booth or something there and serve some smoothies.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have you, but I really appreciate you guys being on today. I want to thank you for supporting each other and being members of the Chamber of Commerce. And thank you for taking time today to share a little bit about your business. And want to remind everybody out there to support local business, buy local, because the job you save in doing so might be your own. Have a great weekend at the lake, everyone.
Thank
Thanks, Bill.
you.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Ted.
Just
Thanks.
talking to y'all.